Paul Stoner here, CEO Biggin and Scott, and I'm joined today by Michael Hill from the Knox office and he's just achieved Salesperson of the Month on both units and total commission written. So congratulations, Hilly.
Thanks,
well
Paul.
done.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about Team Hill.
Look, it's been building over the last sort of 8 months. I was pretty much by myself up until about February, and I had my first assistant come on, Matt Dugan. I was doing okay numbers then, and it was about just expanding there because I really couldn't go any further without an assistant.
Yep.
We started writing pretty good numbers, around about 50 to 60 a month, and then decided to put another one on. So, Look, every time I've put an assistant on, it's been a bit of a leap of faith,
yes.
But it's really worked out. So, building up to obviously last month. So
well, let's go a little bit further into that. The growth of you, in particular, since you've started at Knox, has been fascinating to watch. Nothing happens by surprise. So, run us through a bit about what you wanted to achieve when you came on board, and then working out how to use assistants, and then really get there.
Yeah, look, I mean, a little background history on me. I was at an independent agency in Knox, and look, the office probably wrote $40,000 to $50,000 a month. So I came into Biggin and Scott with Adam Flynn and Steve Bysouth, and it hit me like a truck. At the start, it was a full-on office. It's one of those offices where you're either with it or you fall away.
That's
so
right.
It's a really great culture there. I really the first 2 months was a huge learning curve for me in learning a new listing presentation. Something that took me from probably listing 30 to 40% of properties I went in on to 80 to 90% of properties. So with the right training and obviously being able to relate to people and I guess relating to different types of personalities, putting those both together has helped me a lot. It was a steady process from September last year through till probably February to March this year before I really started to list a lot of properties.
And data, this again, nothing happens by mistake, and you've got the culture there. How are you managing your data and your processes throughout each day, if you like, or just a typical day for Team Hill?
Look, pretty much Monday mornings is our sales meeting and then stock run. Tuesday through to Friday, we do 2 hours of prospecting in the morning. Now, I will just keep in touch with my database that I've got ongoing. We use Boom as a database, which is really, really good. And it's really important that we keep that information correct,
fresh,
and fresh. Just so every time I talk to someone, I know exactly what's going on in their life and being able to relate to them. Matt and Sultan are doing callbacks early on in the week, and then go on to doing other database calls and calling properties in the area. As soon as we list a property, we call the whole street and neighbouring streets to let them know that a property's hit the market. It's amazing how many people are interested to know what it may sell for or what it's on for.
Amazing.
And then calling back again once the property's sold and letting them know what it's sold for, and we get appraisals all the time from doing that.
Well, we were talking about it before, you've got so many people coming through your opens, and you've got a lot of people missing out on the buy. So just calling them back is going to make a huge difference on your next one that you list.
Absolutely. I found we have really focused on open for inspection callbacks and really dissecting them and taking the time with each person. It's not a 10-second phone call, it's a good 2 or 3 minute phone call with each person. And well, I've got a property in Roval at the moment that's around the $700,000 mark. We had 28 groups through that property on the weekend.
Fantastic.
So that represents about 50 or so people come through the door at one time. So it was huge numbers, and a lot of those people are trade-ins. They've got properties to sell or even rent out. So that's helping our property management department as well. So Sultan and Matt are very good on the phones in dissecting that inquiry and finding out if there's something else to sell.
Fantastic. And you don't sell properties by keeping it a secret, so what part is marketing playing in your success at the moment?
Well, it's huge. We've been a bit of a game changer in Knox in regards to marketing. Our marketing campaigns are a lot bigger than most of the other agents. We break it down for our vendors, and look, at the end of the day, it's up to them what they do with their marketing price and also their marketing campaign. However, we will steer them the right direction. Getting the maximum exposure for each property is extremely important, and getting the property sold for a great price and also in the shortest space of time.
That's right. It's a huge difference. It's as simple as you can't sell a secret.
Exactly.
It's just that simple. Any advice for the team that are watching this, thinking I've got to knock Hilly off, and you've obviously got to where you are today. by having a few goals.
Yeah, of course.
So, what were you thinking 9 months ago when you sat in the room and shit, I've got to get to 100 a month?
Yeah, look, Adam Flynn's been instrumental in that. I've got an app on my iPad, it's a goal app, and he said, look, make them as big as you want. You know, don't be afraid to set really high goals. And probably 12 months ago, the thought of the potential of writing $1 million a year was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we're now on track to do that, 2 months into the financial year. So setting those high goals and then going after them, I look at my goals every single day pretty much. So, we set baby goals in between that to help achieve smaller goals, and then obviously we're going for those big goals as well. So it plays a huge part.
Knox for the remainder of spring, how's the market looking? What are you expecting throughout this current market?
Yeah, look, winter was great. Heading into spring, our appraisal call-ins and our appraisal rate is going up. I think over the next 8 weeks, there's going to be a lot of properties hit the market. There are tons of buyers out in Knox at the moment.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so look, my dialogue to vendors at the moment, if the longer you wait, the more competition you're going to be up against, and buyers will have more choice. So it's about getting those people that are thinking about coming onto the market, getting them on as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, the old sort of real estate, cliches that the best time to sell is in spring. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess, what I would say to those people who are really have their heart set on doing that is that, if you're up against 10 other houses in the same area, the buyers have got a lot more choice, and the urgency isn't there. Where at the moment there's a lot of urgency on each property because they haven't got choice. Yeah.
Well, look, with the way that you guys are doing it, every property will sell well, and you'll have competition on each one. It's a matter of how much competition.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So, look, from our side of it, congratulations, mate. It's great to see you in here and doing so well. Hopefully see you here again next month, or every month that you can get up there and fight again.
Thank you.
And for those of you watching the video, have some goals, ask the guys that are doing it, and it'll go a long way. Well
Thanks,
done,
Bob.
mate. Cheers.
Good on you.